Hello, welcome back to the next edition of Andy Collier-talks Cricket Memorabilia. I had a week off last week, so I had a lot to do last weekend, so I didn't get time to do one of these podcasts. But we're going to continue on the letters today. As I said before, they took a long time to do one of the podcasts before, so I've cut the letters down in half. So hopefully we'll enjoy this one. But one of the letters that I ordered in the week hasn't unfortunately not turned up from David Shepherd. I ordered one of his letters that concerned apartheid, so hopefully we can share that in another week or so. Anyway, so I'd like to start just this one here, which is the autograph or signature of Lord Lucan. Lord Lucan famously disappeared after allegedly murdering his wife and whatever. So this is Lord Lucan's father, actually, who was president of the MCC in 1928. So that's quite a nice. He's replying to a letter to a chap who's obviously asked him for his signature. So that's a nice letter there. Signature. Well, next one is from E.R.T. Holmes, which is addressed to a chap in New Zealand, a Mr. McConnell, who's obviously written to him and asked him about the 1935 Six Tour to New Zealand and Australia, which was known as the Goodwill Tour. He mentions that in here. Little difficult to understand, but it's quite an interesting letter. And find out where he used to live, which is Scene Farm near Hythe in Kent. So that's a nice letter on that one. He also sent him with a photograph of himself in the envelope, and there's E.R.T. Holmes, big Surrey boy. That's quite a nice letter there from him. Obviously the New Zealand guy was a cricket fan. Next one is not as interesting letter. This one was sent to Colin Cowdrey in the West Indies by Mr. Smith, 1968, and he's just replied to him just after they won the match in Bridgetown, and they've gone to Georgetown, and he's thanking him for their support and what have you in there, and telling everybody that they're all fit on the tour. So that was a good, nice letter from Colin Cowdrey there, who was captain after captain of the side after Brian Close was sacked after a little foray with the authorities. The next one is this one here, which is from the Shrimp, which is Lucen Gore, and in this letter he's addressed it to APF Chapman, just MCC team, and it's got there, so a pretty good Royal Mail there, but that's asking Percy Chapman if he could look after a chap who's coming out to Australia to watch the test matches, and he's congratulated him on the second test match win, so he's obviously pleased with that. He's Shrimp, that was his nickname. What have we got next? We've got a lovely letter, this one here, from Len Braun. Beautiful writing on that one, and that's going to be that's sent to Freddie, which I think is Freddie Brown. He's asked him to meet Freddie Brown at Lord's, so that's 1952. He used to live in Fulham in Nickton Street. That's quite a nice, beautiful handwriting there from Len Braun, Surrey and Somerset way. What have we got here? Oh, this is an interesting one. This is Arthur Morris. He's addressed this to a guy. Oh, it's from Robert McConnell again, so I didn't realise that. Look at that, just noticed that. But he sent him a letter to Arthur Morris, and Arthur Morris about coaching. He said, well, he's not the greatest coach, but he sent me a nice little letter back, and he's also got a couple of signatures there from Arthur Morris that he's obviously asked for as well. So you learn something every day. Look at that. I didn't realise it was the same bloke. So obviously he sold his letters off at auction at one stage. Next one is a letter from Bertie Oldfield, this one, from the Cunard line, Queen Elizabeth headed paper on that one, which is one of my things, as you know, the shipping stuff. Again, he's just talking generally about things. It's just a Dear Mary and John, so it's quite a personal letter. He's known them for quite a while, and it's signed on the bottom there, talking about Harold Larwood and things on there. So, and it came with a headed paper of Bertie Oldfield's shop, which is in Sydney. So that's quite a nice letter from the Australian wicketkeeper. This one is addressed to Causey, who's a famous collector, and this is from Bill Woodfull, who's explaining to him that he couldn't find him any souvenirs for the English tour 1930, but found him some stamps. So obviously he had a bucket full of stamps to go away at some stage. Bill Woodfull, but it's a nice signature from Bill Woodfull there. You can see that. It's a nice clear signature, ink. Very nice. We've got a couple from Don Bradman here, addressed to Ram, another famous collector. This one is just after he's had his stroke, so he's struggled a bit here, Don. A little bit of a spidery signature, but that's addressed in 1997. It says, unfortunately, my wife is very seriously ill in hospital, and I'm still battling the after effects of a stroke. It has affected my speech and my writing, but I am making headway. Despite these things, I will try to sign the photographs for you if you care to leave them sometime. So Ram was obviously Ramamurthy, I think his name was asked for some signed photographs. This is quite an interesting one from Don. Nice signature on this one. 1948. This one is replying to a firm in Nottingham and asking to if Don would like to do some business with them, and I think Don's interested in that. So what came of that? Addressed to Mr. Elliott of Weldon and Wilkinson's Limited, Scotholm Works, New Bashford, Nottingham. So obviously he wanted him to perhaps sponsor something or whatever. That's a nice one. This is another one from Don. This is 1948 again. Unfortunately, he can't supply many signatures. So anyway, that's a nice signature there again of Don. Similar one to that, 1948. That's when he's got his 1948 signature. That's, I think, the fourth version of his signature, with a little cross there. And that's addressed to Wilson Barrett, Esquire. And that's from the Piccadilly Hotel where they stayed in London. That one. And this one is addressed to Dear Janet from Bill O'Reilly, famous Australian spinner. She's obviously written to him for a signature, which he's obliged and sent back, and he's quite this is 1988, and he's quite amused at her letter that he sent her. So that's quite a nice letter from signature of Bill O'Reilly. I said before that people collect letters not only for their content but for their signatures, so if you generally know you get a decent signature and a genuine signature. This one's from Jack Hobbs. This one signed at the bottom, Jack Hobbs there, which there's quite a few about. This one's Dear Norman Pillau, who's congratulating him on a book, and this is June 1933, and the address that I'm assuming Hobbs lived at that time was Darrawella in Wimbledon, which is not far up the road, so I may see if I can find that house at some stage. An interesting little letter on that one. Nice writing from Jack too. And this is my latest letter I've got, which is Frank Tyson letter from, but it's on Warwickshire County Cricket Club paper, headed paper, which is unusual. But it's this is regarding inquiry about insurance for the tour he was about to go on, and basically, is he covered? And if not, will he cover him? So there are. Dear Jim, it's addressed to, and nicely signed at the bottom by Frank Tyson. So that's quite a nice letter there. So there's a couple more letters here that I've got, which are all Surrey related, and they're addressed to Mr. Wright, thanking him for participating in their benefit years. This one's Parker on that one. We've got Eric Bedser on that one there, and surprise surprise, we've got a Alec Bedser one there. So there's a few there. This one I think there's 8 there this time. This one Bernie Constable here, thanking them again, but the thing is, we've got the address of their houses on here, so I did plan on seeing what they were looking like these days for their houses. So these are obviously 50s and 60s. London Road, Arthur McIntyre. That's just up the road in Mitcham. Arthur McIntyre. Tony Locke, who was in, where was he? Sanderstead Court, Adlington Road. That's Tony Locke there, thanking Mr. Wright for his support and his benefit. And the last one is Jim Laker, who's thanking him for his support again. And Jim was in London, Putney I think he was, at NW6, so quite a nice letter there from Jim Laker. All nice signatures, all genuine signatures, so that's great. So that's this end of this one for the letters this week. So you've got one to come, but there's not many letters left to show, so I'll choose a few and go from there. So I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I'll see you on the next one.